Good afternoon, members of the press. Today is a very special day for the Mika family. We have present in this hall, we have the Liberia Institute for Statistics and Geoinformation Services, the Liberia City Corporation, the National Disaster Management Agency, and the Liberia Maritime Authority. They signed a memorandum of understanding, and that memorandum of understanding is aimed at enhancing tourism development and other related activities in Liberia. So that MOU, prior to this press conference, was signed in the minister's conference room, and as a way of climaxing the signing ceremony of that MOU, we just will call on individual representation of these entities to make brief remarks before we can make our introductory comments on behalf of the Ministry of Information. They will have to speak first because they have other pressing engagement that they have to attend to. So let me now invite the Liberia Institute for Statistics and Geoinformation Services, Mr. Richard Kafwan. He will make brief remarks and he will be followed by the National Disaster Management Agency, and next will be the Liberia Maritime Institute, the Liberia National Fire Service, and then the Liberia City Corporation.
So folks would like to welcome you.
Thank you very much.
Watching. It's a Jim
2 minutes ago, we signed
the weekend edition
the
of the
memorandum of
Legal
understanding between
Press
the Liberia Institute of
here
Statistics
at the Ministry of
and
Information,
Geoinformation
Cultural Affairs and
Services
Tourism.
and the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism. This MOU will put into force a robust data collection activity with regards to tourism, because this sector will contribute immensely to economic growth and ultimately the arrest agenda for inclusive development. The SGS will collaborate with the Ministry of Information in the formulation of a data collection application. This application will be a mobile data collection app that will be used to collect information on tourists as they come into the country, because their countries of origin and the locations of destination, and which tourist site that they will be visiting. And obviously we want to know the contributions that will be made by these, by the overall sector on tourism to our overall gross national product or economic growth. We'll also be establishing an information portal on tourism. This portal will also be done in collaboration with the ministry. But now we are told that there will be a transition to the tourism authority. Whatsoever nomenclature it will be, and whosoever authority we will be collaborating with, given the legal implication of the minister, we will be collaborating. And maybe at that point in time, I don't know the legal implication of the MOU, whether after the formulation of the tourism authority, whether we might have to sign a new MOU again. That will be left with the legal people to decide. But whatsoever it will be, the signing of the MOU is an expression of our intent on what we hope to do. However, our intent must be put into action. The action will be working in the detailed modalities among our clinicians. In fact, when we were in the room, we were talking on some of the implications that we will be faced with as we collect data on tourism. We need to conduct a workshop on training of the personnel involved in data collection. Whether it will be immigration officers or all our police here, Legis is willing and open to conduct such training. Again, Legis has county officers all over the country who are also trained when it comes to data collection. So, Mr. Minister and members of the Folk Estate, we are pleased to be part of this historic event. Today, history is made in the ramparts of the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism. And I'm proud, Legis is proud, and Liberia is proud to be part of this history. Thank you very much.
A short while ago, we affixed our signature with a document that is a genesis of the actual tourism in Liberia. Honorable Minister, I'm so proud of you. And sometimes I look at you as a revolutionary who wants to revolutionize the media sectors. Our information is now no longer being horizontal or vertical, nor perpendicular. It's being synchronized in this hall. And so our information goes with little ease. That's why when we are here, we take advantage of the situation and seize the initiative. I want to thank you. And I want to thank those who engaged us at the initial stage of this document for which we had affixed our signature to today. Liberia is moving forward. And I normally hear people say that you came to rescue and we do not see what you are rescuing. And maybe you don't have eyes to see. Or maybe you are not in Liberia or you are on a different planet. We are just rescuing the tourism center. The whole tourism industry is being rescued. To be brought on a synchronized system where Liberians and other foreigners and other nationals will come with troop in to see the beauty of Liberia. Isn't that a rescue? I don't want to go so political, but I can tell you the National Disaster Management Agency will be with you. Cognizance of the fact that disaster is preparedness, mitigation, risk reduction and vulnerability studies. And of course, you know that anybody who follows the trends and the cycle of disaster, preparedness and mitigation is so cheap than recovery. So we don't want to see hotels without exit. We don't want for the actual occurrence of the disaster to occur before we prevent it. And so we'll be there at the initial stage. And this is why the National Disaster Management Agency affixed their signature to this document. We are so happy. Before I take my seat, I would like to also notify the Liberian population that indeed the cycle of flooding is temporarily over, and the emergence of the windstorm has also come forth. And so we witnessed a devastating windstorm in Bon County and Nima County just a few days ago. The entire roof of Kari is being dislodged. Homes, churches, and schools have been damaged or partly damaged. And so the National Disaster Management Agency is on a new phase to rescue the people. If you say we came and we did not rescue you, then why is it that the vulnerable people that were in the flooding, $1.5 million were given to each family head, constituting 5,400 Liberians? Isn't that a rescue? Yes. Thank you.
Service.
Good morning. One of my mentors when we're in student journalism, Charles I want to say thank you for the far-sightedness of bringing all of together to make sure that the training center is a place to be. I want to assure you that I want to work with the ministry to make sure every dwelling place for our guests that will come to see our natural resources and they enjoy the hospitality of Liberia through our tourism sector are safe. We want to be working with the ministry, possible to train some of your tourism officers in safety management. We'll also be working with them to make sure those places, the tourism site, dwelling places are safe for the guests. I want to say thank you for this opportunity, for this history making, that this government is one government. That all of that coming together to make sure that this thing works. I want to say thank you to all of you who are part, the people who brought the idea, and those of you in the media who will be propagating the good news. I want to say thank you. We want to assure you that indeed we are on board and will remain on board. Thank you very much.
All right, members of the floor, questions. Honorable Minister, standing on existing protocol, we want to see this opportunity again to extend our thanks and appreciation to the Ministry of Information and this historical event. A few minutes ago, memorandum of understanding to collaborate with the Ministry of Information to improve the tourism industry. As you are aware, the Liberian Immigration Service, that agency of government that is responsible to police our borders, to include land, air, and sea. So every visitor to Liberia, the first person you meet is an immigration officer. When you are leaving also, an immigration officer sees you on your departure. So this collaboration is very important to us. It is true over the years, a lot of tourists and other potential investors coming to Liberia have found it very difficult to obtain visa on arrival from our diplomatic mission to travel to Liberia. So these are the reasons why we are collaborating with the Ministry of Information. And on this agenda of the arrest agenda, we have worked so hard to modernize and modify our visa processes. We are now transitioning from the paper-based visa on arrival to a sticker, which is universally accepted. So on Monday, after the Immigration Service office, it's going to be online. It will be very much easier for people to obtain visa to travel to Liberia. So, Honorable Minister, as I return to office, your invitation will be from. Sorry for the late application. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Let me stay on the assistant protocol. A few minutes ago, Liberia Maritime, we have fixed our signature to the MOU. And I told you part of our responsibility as per the MOU was to help train lifeguards. What I didn't tell you is that we are also responsible for the craft down the waters. We are responsible in terms that those who drive in the crowd, they have to be qualified. And those of the tourists, they want to go out and do some pleasure fishing. One thing I didn't see the National Coast Guard on that MOU. Because if something should happen with tourists out there who do search and rescue, we need a Coast Guard system. So we need Coast Guard to be trying to MOU help to organize the search and rescue. That's why I didn't see MOU. The MOU is a work in progress. So we from Maritime work closely with the National Coast Guard, who works with our search and rescue center at the Coast Guard base. So since we regulate the waters, the inland territorial waters, we have to train the people at sea going in to help the tourists, just in case there's a disaster and there's something may happen, unfortunately, we have to get it. So we have to be we have to use the Coast Guard to be part of this tourism sector. I hope the minister and Norris can look into it and then contact the Ministry of Defense to help get the Coast Guard involved. So on behalf of the Liberian Maritime Authority, we are so pleased to affix our signature to this document, and we're looking forward to working with the technical team and those who are going to implement the MOU. So I say thank you once again. I look forward to working with everybody. Thank you, Mr. Minister.
Good afternoon, everyone. So as you know, I'm not the mayor. I am the chief of staff to the mayor. So the mayor sends his greetings. He's out on official travel. So I wanted to say regards from the mayor. I'm Charlie Carey. I'm the chief of staff. And on behalf of the mayor, and on behalf of the Oregon State Corporation, we signed this MOU basically because we are the capital city in Liberia. As the capital city, the largest city, and of course with all the historic sites in Liberia, mostly the historic sites in Liberia, we want this MOU to actually work along with the ministry and the minister who have worked assiduously with the mayor in order for us to sign this MOU and for us to work together as a unit. So, as I said earlier, this was a great opportunity, a perfect timing for us because we are preparing for Monrovia Day. Monrovia Day is celebrated every year on January 16th. This year, we have a 5-day program scheduled. So on the first day, we have the opening ceremony. The opening ceremony will start with a festival, and in March, a parade, and then also a historical conversation. The historical conversation will be on the establishment of Liberia. We have 5 historians that will be speaking to us that day. I think you all know some of the historians, Dr. Burrows, Dr. Brewer, Dr. Allen, and then 2 young PhD holders who will be on the conversation as well. So that's our first day. There's 5 days. I won't run you through the exact activities for 5 days. However, I'll give you some feedback from one day. So day 2, we have a roundtable. That roundtable will be an opportunity for us to talk about Monrovia and the development